Welcome into Paul Catalina's Top 5, brought to you by our good friends at Flag and Anthem. Go to flagandanthem.com. Use our promo code 365sports for a discount at checkout. Top 25 rolls on, numbers 10 through 6. I ended yesterday's with Utah at number 11. I truly believe they're going to be a really good team this year. And I'm maybe more bullish on the Big 12 than most, but I'll say that might be a little bit of regional bias on my part, but I do think that, let's mix things up here. Let's not just make it all about the SEC and Big 10. Number 10, another Big 12 team, the defending champs, Arizona State. Love Sam Leavitt, love Kenny Dillingham. Jordan Tyson is a first-round pick. They have got some weapons there on offense. Their defense, I think, will actually be improved. Look out for CJ Fight to make some big numbers this year on the defensive side of the ball. Love what Arizona State does day in and day out and what Kenny Dillingham has done to build that program up. I think they're going to be tough to deal with all year long. Number 9, Oregon. They'll have a new quarterback in Dante Moore. He's going to be down his number 1 wide receiver in Evan Stewart, who's out for the year. That means DeCorian Moore, the true freshman wide receiver, might be one of their top 2 targets. Also, remember they lost Trayshawn Holden, who was one of the more reliable receivers last year. He's off to the NFL right now in camp with the Cowboys. They've got some parts to replace. But honestly, this is Oregon, this is Dan Lanning. He's the mad scientist. I think he will make it work. But we've got to see Dante Moore and how they adjust before we start putting them in the real national championship college football playoff discussion. But I've got him here at 9. I think that's a safe place to start with a team that's starting out with a new QB. Number 8, Ohio State. Yeah, 8. I even wanted to put him lower, but my subconscious wouldn't let me. I think this is potentially a 3-loss team. They're going to have a first-year starter at quarterback in Julian Sayin. Yes, they have studs like Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate at wide receiver. C.J. Donaldson comes in and replaces it at running back. I like that, but they lose a 2-headed monster of Judkins and Henderson, who were very dynamic for them. Their defense loses a ton of pieces, including Jim Knowles. Can Matt Patricia come in and take over and keep their head above water? Is Brian Hartline ready to replace Chip Kelly, who did a masterful job last year? We will see on all those things, but for right now, I'm not putting them at 2 just because they're a defending champs. Let's look at the roster and the coaching staff and make a rational decision and not just be lazy and go 2. That's what I said. If you put them at 2, you're lazy. Number 7, Alabama. Almost put them higher. Still need to see something from Ty Simpson, who I believe is going to be the starter, and most people believe is going to be the starter, but I think they're going to be really good in Kalen DeBoer's system year 2. Ryan Grubb rejoins him as the offensive coordinator. That should help out quite a bit. I think that they'll roll pretty well. And look, they're Alabama. Everybody was hoping for Nick Saban to retire and then to fall off a cliff. That didn't happen. They stumbled a little bit, stepped on a couple of rocks, including a big one in Oklahoma last year, a game they should not have gotten beat as bad as they did if they did get beat, but that was certainly a disappointment. But I do think that year 2 should bear some fruitful results for the Tide. Number 6, Georgia. Got to see the playmakers, got to see more games with Gunnar Stockton at quarterback, but number 6 is not too bad to start at the season, and let's face it, even if my rankings were the rankings, they would be at probably number 2 by week number 3. I'm just starting out with a reasonable look at the roster. I learned this from Tim Brando. You should. Look at the teams, look at them all the way. Just don't put the name down. I think Georgia's going to be very good, but I've got them at 6. Monday, yeah, you have to wait till Monday for the top 5. I know one person in this room is going to like what I have to say. That is going to do it for us. Let's get the poll results.